Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to take a look at the Forex market wrap. We're going to highlight the news this week and some charts of interest. So how did the news play out? Well, we actually had some really interesting data out of the US this week, but before we get into that, we did see the Bank of Canada raise rates from 1% to 1.5% and signalled further rate hikes to come, which we covered in a previous dollar-CAD video. For the dollar this week, we had a bit of mixed data. To be honest, we had some really positive data in the ISM manufacturing PMIs, which helped the dollar remain strong. We then saw the dollar sell off after this Thursday data of the ADP non-farm employment change, where we saw the number come in well below forecast and the previous number revised lower. And then the sort of bad data sort of continued in terms of the US average hourly earnings dropped to 0.3% and the unemployment rate rose, which was, to be honest, to be expected as the Federal Reserve start their rate hike cycle. However, what wasn't expected, I don't think, was these jobs numbers in here. We had a revision on the previous to 436,000 forecast, suggesting that we'd still be over the 300k, but 390k numbers, that's a really strong job number, and the dollar actually ended up bullish for the week. So let's start on some of the charts that we were looking at this week. One of those was New Zealand US dollar, and we talked about the potential to look for long ideas around about 64.80. The reason why we were looking for that move was because of the strength meter as well as the volume profile. So the strength meter was suggesting that the New Zealand dollar was getting stronger and that the US dollar was at that area of reversal and was moving lower. So we were trying to identify areas where price could turn, and this area here, 64.80 and just a little bit lower, was the previous week's point of control, so the most traded level. Price came back to that level and we had quite a decent reaction from that point. Bit of news driven data helping us see that move higher, but still price rallied from that area back into the weekly high. Moving on to pound then, we can see that the price actually fell back within its previous value area. So early in the week we gapped down, price rallied back up to the previous structure highs. Now this area around about the 126.60 was a very strong area of resistance. It's a low volume area, and we were expecting to see if price drove above it, that price would move quite quickly through that level. However, price pulled back initially. We did get the retest of the point of control, and we had a very shallow bounce to the upside, which was very short-lived. We then had some dollar data, which was the ISM manufacturing PMI, which drove prices back towards this previous area, or this previous point of control, which had only been tested once or twice before, and price found support here once again, and we've rallied to the upside, retested the underside of the point of control, and price has driven lower. So really speaking here, showing us a bit of a bearish week on pound. We opened sort of around here, closing down here, rebounding off this resistance. So I think if price trades below this 124.78, we could see some further downside from the pound US dollar. Moving on to dollar CAD then, so we're expecting some further downside from dollar CAD this week. We were looking for price to come back down into this major support level, so we were looking to see how price would react on a break of these lows. I did want to see a retest up around about 127.75, but price didn't. We just saw a continuation to the downside. Now, in the dollar CAD video, we were talking about this 126.76 level, and we wanted to see price close above this level in order to be a buyer of the market, and in the end that didn't happen. Price rejected it and we saw a continued sell-off in the market. So price trading below this tested point of control now. Is price going to continue to the downside? We'll have to wait for next week to find out. Finally then, the S&P 500, we were looking for long ideas back at this volume pocket just through here. Price created this very shallow volume as we had quite an extension through the last week, and we were checking out this 4074 level for long ideas, and you can see the price came into this level a couple of times and actually had a really strong rebound from that level. Now, price has really remained flat here for the S&P 500, so I think if longs are to continue, we'd need to see price take out these highs through here around about 4,200 in order to be a strong buyer of the S&P once again. So keep an eye on that one going into next week. I'll update you on the week ahead analysis video. Hope you enjoyed the content this week. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.